Hello and welcome to our channel Learn It in Minutes. In today's video, we will be discussing the topic of how to control yourself. Have you ever felt like you were out of control and unable to manage your thoughts or actions? Well, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with self-control, but there are strategies and techniques we can use to help us regain control. So, let's get started. The first step to controlling yourself is to identify what triggers your lack of self-control. It could be certain people, situations, or emotions that make you act impulsively. Take a moment to reflect on past situations where you felt out of control, and try to identify the triggers. Once you have identified your triggers, the next step is to create a plan to avoid or manage them. For example, if you know that you tend to overeat when you're stressed, you could plan to go for a walk or do some other form of exercise instead. Or, if you tend to lash out in anger, you could practice deep breathing or other relaxation techniques. Another way to control yourself is to practice self-awareness. This means being mindful of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Pay attention to the way you're feeling and try to recognize when you're starting to feel overwhelmed or triggered. Once you are aware of your emotions, you can take steps to regulate them. One technique for regulating your emotions is called cognitive reappraisal. This involves changing the way you think about a situation to change the way you feel about it. For example, instead of thinking, "This situation is terrible, and I can't handle it," you could reframe it as, "This situation is challenging, but I have the skills to manage it." Another technique for controlling yourself is to set goals and create a plan for achieving them. When you have a clear sense of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to resist distractions and impulses that might get in the way. Make sure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Finally, it's important to practice self-compassion. We all make mistakes, and it's easy to beat ourselves up when we do. Instead of being hard on ourselves, we should practice kindness and understanding. Treat yourself the way you would treat a good friend who is going through a tough time. So, there you have it. These are just a few strategies for controlling yourself. Remember, self-control takes practice, so be patient and persistent. With time and effort, you can learn to manage your thoughts and emotions, and take control of your life. Now it's time for tips. We will be discussing some tips to help you control yourself. Whether you struggle with self-control in certain situations or just want to improve your overall self-discipline, these tips can help you stay on track. So, let's get started. The first tip for controlling yourself is to set clear and specific goals. Having a clear sense of what you want to achieve can help you stay motivated and focused. Make sure your goals are realistic and achievable, and break them down into smaller, manageable steps. The second tip is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment and paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of your triggers and learn to regulate your emotions. The third tip is to avoid temptation. If you know that certain situations or environments are likely to trigger your lack of self-control, try to avoid them as much as possible. For example, if you struggle with overeating, don't keep junk food in the house. The fourth tip is to practice self-care. Taking care of yourself physically and emotionally can help you feel more in control and better able to manage your impulses. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. The fifth tip is to practice self-compassion. We all make mistakes, and it's important to be kind and understanding to ourselves when we do. Instead of beating ourselves up when we slip up, we should practice self-forgiveness and remind ourselves that we're only human. The sixth tip is to seek support. It can be helpful to have someone to talk to when you're struggling with self-control. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist for support and guidance. The seventh tip is to celebrate your successes. When you achieve a goal or resist a temptation, take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate your accomplishment. This can help reinforce positive behaviors and motivate you to keep going. Finally, it's important to be patient and persistent. Controlling yourself takes practice and effort, and there will be times when you slip up. But don't give up. Keep trying and keep working towards your goals. So, there you have it. These are just a few tips to help you control yourself. Remember, self-control is a skill that can be learned and improved upon. With time and effort, you can develop the discipline and self-awareness you need to achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel Learn It in Minutes for more great content. Until next time, take care.